This could be Toyota's best vehicle by a mile, and it's not available in the United States. We have a lot of news to catch up on, guys. I've been creating my video playlist for every new Japanese vehicle coming in 2024 and beyond. I got a few videos out already. Toyota hit yesterday, and now we have some interesting Toyota news coming out. We'll talk about the Crown Sport plug-in hybrid and how I think this model would be an amazing fit here for the United States market. But I wanted to talk about the updates to the RZ. We finally have official press release about it. Updates to the new UX. It's not really new, but there are some updates with it, which are much welcome. We'll talk a little bit about the scandal that's going on inside of Toyota and their subsidiary Daihatsu. It's looking ugly. And Panasonic is actually ditching their potentiality of building battery electric vehicle batteries in Oklahoma. It's out the window. We'll finish with that at the end. Why is that pertinent to Toyota and Lexus? Is because Panasonic is a primary supplier for hybrid and battery electric batteries for Toyota with their other joint venture. They have two battery joint ventures with Panasonic. But let's get into the Crown Sport, guys. If you're excited for the Crown Sport plug-in hybrid, smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe because hopefully we get an announcement that this comes to the United States at the end of 2024. I think there's a 50-50 shot we get this model, maybe not as a plug-in hybrid because we never got the Venza as a plug-in hybrid either. There's a coin flips chance that we get this to follow up with the other two Crowns that we have, the Crown Sedan, Crown Signia, not the true Crown Sedan. That's available only in Japan. But this would be amazing for our crossover craze market here in the United States and in North America. So what is different about this compared to something like the RAV4? Well, Toyota likes to plug and play their powertrains. I think that's what's going on here with the plug-in hybrid. They do actually have official numbers here for power output, 225 kilowatts, which is the same as the RAV4, like 302 to 304 horsepower. It's mainly front-wheel drive driven. It's the same exact powertrain as the Lexus NX 450h Plus as well as the RX 450h Plus. But we actually have some range here, guys. We have range on this, 90 kilometers. When I did the math, it's about 44 to 45 miles on the EPA cycle for fully battery electric range. That's in line with kind of where the RAV4 is as well. They say 20.3 kilometers per liter, which shakes out to be about 44 miles per gallon here in North America. So that sounds about right, or maybe a little bit high. It's probably closer to about 40 miles per gallon for the United States market. Total cruising range of over 1,200 kilometers. Well, we know that probably is around 600 miles of range, which is absolutely insane. And you can fill up in 3 or 4 minutes at a gas station instead of having to stop and charge and hoping that the chargers work and you don't have to wait in line, that sort of thing. The Crown Sport is only being available in just one grade, the Z grade. It's very sporty, and they've added additional braces to the floor tunnel to ensure optimal balance and body rigidity. This is an improvement, of course, compared to the normal Crown Sport, which has the 2.5-liter hybrid system, which is also not a plug-in hybrid that has the same sort of power we see in like the RAV4 hybrid, for example. Maybe a little bit more, maybe around 230 horsepower like we see in the Crown Signia. They say the friction and damping force characteristics of the front and rear shock absorbers have also been optimized. In addition, by controlling the damping force of the shock absorbers independently for each wheel in response to road surface conditions and driver input, the adaptive variable suspension system delivers a smooth and even planted ride. This is not the first time we've seen adaptive variable suspension on a Crown. The Crown Sedan has it in the Hybrid Max model. Now, there are paddle shifters. The strange thing here is that it is a CVT still, or the eCVT. It's not really a CVT. That's just what Toyota likes to call it because it is continuously variable. There's just no belts and pulleys. It's a pretty simple planetary gear split power device. We have massive 6-piston calipers. When was the last time you guys saw 6-piston calipers on a sporty Toyota? Is it like the Supra, like the 3.0 Supra? That's incredible. Both front and rear brake calipers are colored red for a braking setup that combines improved stopping performance with a sporty exterior. Interestingly, the vast majority of this article is talking about how this can be vehicle to load. or vehicle to home even. You have 1,500 watts of power supply or continuous power supply. They're saying that you can also charge this thing faster than plug-in hybrids previously, so that's great to see as well. We have 21-inch wheels, which is no surprise. We see that on the Crown sedan and the Crown Insignia as well. It's made at the Susumi plant. There's only 300 units per month, which is actually half of what they're planning for the sedan, the true sedan variant, which I'd love to have this in America, but they kind of did it dirty in my opinion, because it just has a 2.5-liter hybrid system with the rear-wheel drive hybrid setup that we see in the LC500, except they didn't give it the V6, they give it a 4-cylinder, so it's about 100 horsepower less compared to the LS500H in comparison, but this looks way better. Well, I don't know if I would say way better than the LS500H, because it looks pretty basic on the back, where the LS looks more premium, but the front end and the side profile of this looks amazing. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. We're never going to see that in America, even though that's my favorite Crown. This, however, the hybrid and plug-in hybrid Crown Sport is the most desirable for the American market appetite, in my opinion. So I'm going to pull up images real quick of it. I love the design of the Crown Insignia. The thing is a boat, though. It's super long. It is enormous. And I don't like driving enormous vehicles if I can help it. Now, I have a family, and obviously I drive a minivan when I need to take the entire family. But otherwise, I'd rather drive a small car, a Prius or a coupe, if I have just myself or small people with me. This is a coupe crossover. I toured it for you guys when I was in Japan. David and I got very lucky, and we stumbled upon it just driving around, which was awesome. And the design on the front is striking. The design from the back is also pretty striking. The interior is exactly the same as it is in the other Crown models. However, we just have red accents here instead of brown or like a macadamia color. The steering wheel has red stitching, but the 12-inch MID back here is the same. The 12-inch multimedia screen is the same. The centrally located volume knob, all that is the same. I actually had pretty good legroom in the back. We got red seat belts too. A pretty good legroom in the back here of the Crown Sport. There is no roof, like a glass roof or panel roof. It is just a solid roof. And you have these tiny little windows in the back. Check that out. I guess that might help with the blind spots in here, but I thought visibility was good enough in it. It does suffer a little bit from the Crown having a pretty high floor. And a low roof line. So for me at 6'1", I feel like my head, like it's going to burst through the ceiling. But I think it was better in here than it was in the normal Crown as well as the Crown Insignia, because this has no glass roof. The headroom, if I remember right, is better in here than it was in either of the Crown models here in North America. And that would help me pick this over the other Crown models. I would also pick this over Lexus NX and RX. I'd pick the Crown Insignia over the Lexus NX and RX. There's a ton of reasons why, but I like how compact this is, and I like the interior layout here better than the Lexus lineups where you have the climate control fused into the massive 14-inch screen, like real buttons instead. But the skeleton of the plug-in hybrid, just a really small electric motor in the back. Lexus and Toyota are working on more powerful rear motors in the near future for their battery electric vehicles, but that will also be able to be featured and plug-in hybrids in the near future as well. This is one of Toyota's best powertrains. Watch my RAV4 Hybrid or RAV4 Prime review. I love that vehicle. The powertrain is chef's kiss. It's just so good, so smooth, powerful enough, super efficient, super quiet. You have all the benefits of an electric car. 40 miles driving around town, up pure electric. You plug it in at home. When you get back, full tank of electric juice in the morning. And then you have all the benefits of a gas car, a hybrid gas car, because after you run out of that juice, you're still getting 40 miles per gallon. So still great for road trips. Once you run out of electric only, here are the plugs, that's the CHAdeMO charger, which we don't use CHAdeMO in the United States. There's a steering wheel. That's the sensor for traffic jam assist. And if you hear the kids in the background, it's Christmas break. They're just going hog wild. It's good that they're playing instead of like doubled down into iPads and stuck on a tablet all day. So, all right, but that's pretty much it for the Crown Sport. I could talk about that at length, which I already have. So I'm going to quickly dust on the improvements to the RZ and the other articles we have. We now have a front-wheel drive RZ. I've already reported on this. But to me, the big update here that I didn't know is that we have copper crest, single and bitone color exterior options. And do they even give us a picture? No, they don't even give us a picture of the copper crest. I'll put it on the screen for you. It's been available in Japan and other markets for the RZ. And now we have a lower starting price. It's a Lexus badged BZ4X. And I would just get, I don't know, the BZ4X is really good. You could get a front wheel drive BZ4X for about 10 grand less than this, I think. So I would just be getting the BZ4X and you'll be having similar range with the BZ4X. Now they say 266 miles here. A part of that is because of the updated silicon carbide inverter. That improves efficiency quite a bit. We also have a CATL battery, so it's a Chinese source battery. So there's no way, this is built in Japan, so there's no way that this would ever qualify for an EV tax credit until this thing, or if this thing is ever made in North America. However, there's the loophole. You can lease this. That's the way I would be going if I had to have an RZ, because it's already outdated. The second it came out, the RZ was already outdated. Lexus knew that too. But yeah, just 201 horsepower for $55,000. For $55K, you can get it completely fully loaded, like Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6 or EV6. And those all charge faster. They have better range. They are way faster. They have delicious panoramic roofs, which I doubt the base RZ. Maybe the base RZ has it, because I think I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, I just would not pick this in a million years until it's actually competitive. All right, Lexus UX. Now, this is from the Japanese press room. It's getting the 5th generation hybrid powertrain, and it is going to do well for them. It's what I've been asking for since the Corolla Cross got the updated powertrain in Europe a few years back. The big deal here is the efficiency will go up just slightly, and you get about 15 more horsepower. But the big change in horsepower is that you have a much larger electric motor in the back, about 40 horsepower, that we actually see this motor in a Corolla. But yes, UX is finally getting updated. The UX 300E, I'd like for the 300E to be available in North America. The fully electric one, I think it would be more cost effective and just make more sense, as it would compete better against things like the Kona EV or the Volvo EX30. But yeah, we don't get it. Also new for the Lexus UX, not new for Toyota, right? Because we see this screen in the Crown models. This is a fully digital screen, the 12-inch screen. It's just unfortunate that the UX of all models is the first to get this that I'm aware of in the Lexus lineup. The customizable 3-panel 12-inch LCD behind the steering wheel. So it is pretty cool. I really like it. It takes some getting used to because it is more tech heavy than Toyotas are typically, right? But once I got used to it in the Crown, I really enjoyed it. It's pretty awesome. I love seeing the efficiency bar here. But yeah, the UX is bringing that to the market as well before any other Lexus model. You would think like the RZ would have, but she's RZ, man. Toyota has been caught cheating, mainly Daihatsu and their managers, but it still falls on Toyota's plate because Daihatsu's Toyota. So what's going on is that there was a big investigation on safety test tampering to make their cars pass the safety test, even though they weren't passing the safety test, if that makes sense, right? Didn't Mitsubishi get caught for that in the 90s, and that nearly destroyed the company? So the investigation on these Daihatsu vehicles found new irregularities in 174 items within 25 test categories. So they're cheating in tons of different categories with tons of different vehicles, in addition to the door lining irregularity that they found in April, which was a side impact stuff. And the new investigation has found that a total of 64 models, 3 engines of vehicles, including 22 models and 1 engine being sold by Toyota. So what's going on is that Toyota's actually doing a stop production on all of their Daihatsu models and the Toyota model, 22 Toyota models also. They're all being stopped. It doesn't seem big to us in America because we don't get Daihatsu vehicles, but Daihatsu sells tons of small K cars and affordable cars in Japan and even other markets too. And they're all being stopped. This is what happens when you cheat. Now, here's the thing. How many manufacturers? It's not just Toyota that's cheating, right? I think all manufacturers cheat to some degree to play ball at this big of a level. It's the same thing in the NFL. I know it's a totally different thing, but when you're at the top level, anything you do, there's always cheating going on. It's just how well can you cover it up? And Toyota's been caught red-handed on a massive scale. It's not looking good for them, but that's probably all I'm going to say about it because it doesn't really affect us in America unless they get caught for cheating in America, which I don't think is going to happen, but you never know. Panasonic says Oklahoma no longer candidate for new EV battery plant. I was excited for this. Panasonic makes some of the best batteries in the world. Tesla uses them, right? Toyota uses them for their hybrids and plug-in hybrids. We heard back in April that Panasonic was considering Oklahoma for its third plant. They have one in, I think, Nevada, right, for Tesla. They have one building in DeSoto, Kansas, which is going to supply multiple automakers, and they're considering a third one in Oklahoma. But they have made the decision not to move forward with developing the site. This will not impact their decisions in Nevada or Kansas, and they have already made a long-term commitment to investing and advancing the EV industry in the United States. So to me, I don't know, maybe Oklahoma just didn't have the workers they needed or maybe the tax benefits they needed. It could also have something to do with the cooling of the EV market as well and the uncertainty of the slow growth of EVs. So maybe that has something to do. It's hard to say, but Oklahoma off the list for Panasonic. Let me know if you guys would give your right leg, maybe not your right leg, give a kidney for the Crown Sport plug-in hybrid. I think it would, well, just any Crown Sport, the normal hybrid and the plug-in hybrid would do great here. The problem is, it's like I said, I would take this over an NX or RX, even if it costs the same. This is built in Japan. The NX and RX plug-in hybrids are also built in Japan, but they cost a ton of money. And speaking of money, this costs 7.6 million yen, which I think is around the mid-50s, $55,000, somewhere in there if you do direct conversion, but that's now how it works because typically Japan's local prices are way cheaper than our prices for the cars after conversion. So if it came to America, it'd probably be more like 60,000 plus. But yeah, just get a RAV4 Prime at that point. But the styling of this thing is sick. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Happy holidays to everyone out there. If you made this far, appreciate you. Hit the like button. Thanks for all the paying members. You guys rock. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming industry auto news, as well as my big video. I have a huge video coming out in the next few days of every Japanese car coming out in 2024 and beyond. Thanks for watching. Take care.